Well, hello. My name is Big Dog, and today we're going to be playing some Splatoon, but also I want to talk about some things. Um, I think something is wrong with how European football's body count. Um, that sounds really stupid now that I say it. I thought that was a cool title. But um, I'm sure you guys have seen, if you guys follow football, that's something I do follow. I had like a football news channel, but it didn't really go too well. So didn't really focus on that. Now I'm playing video games. But maybe it's still. Oh shoot! I did not. How did he get there? Anyways, back on topic. Musiala goes down against Leipzig. Um, I'm sure you guys seen it. He starts using like a weird hand motion for some reason, and one of the Bayern Munich players, I forget his name, but he's also seen something similar. He goes up to pick him up before it even happens. Imagine how that guy was feeling. Jesus Christ, we already won. But I'm going to continue with my story. We'll play until my take is over. He goes, he goes down against Leipzig. They pick him up, whatever. They don't really say much about it. I'm pretty sure they do say some things, but it's not a big story. Days later, he goes down against Heidenheim. So that's 2 collapses, 4 days. It's pretty bad, right? Like, 23-year-old Jamal Musiala falls in two times in 4 days. That can't be good for anybody, regardless of profession, age, or talent. That's crazy. Let's get the facts straight, though. Like, the Musiala collapse versus RP Leipzig was Saturday. Then again versus, I don't know how to say his name, but Heidenheim, Tuesday. 6 minutes after coming on as a sub. So that's like icing on the cake as, okay, something's wrong here. He comes out and said it himself that he's diagnosed with absence seizures from a neurological condition. Which is kind of crazy. I don't know why I'm just on the screen, Loki. Excuse me, but treatable, he says, and doctors clear him. This is not officially tied to like fixture congestion. I know that's a big problem. It's something I might want to talk about, but this specific case is medical, not workload related. And why I'm bringing it up anyways, Musiala's collapse does not equal overplaying. Like, that's the reality. The thing is, we don't actually know anymore, and like, that's the problem. Like, football has built a calendar so brutal. It's got the Club World Cup, Bundesliga, Champions League, internationals, preseason friendlies with like 0 real rest. Like, there's no such thing as like the season anymore. The season now is year round. Like, especially for better players. Like, oh yeah, it's gonna be a little bit harder than I thought, but like, there's 0 real rest, especially for a player who is like Jamal Musiala. He's a young prospect. There's been many things about him in the news. What did you say? But he's not just a random player. He is one of the exciting prospects of the world. And you don't want to lose this man, or any player, matter of fact, to whatever. It's just bad when a 23-year-old collapses twice in a week. I really gotta stay focused because I want to win the game, but I also want to talk about Jamal Musiala. I'm trying to figure out how this channel is gonna work, but you gotta make something work. That guy sucks. Am I lagging? Are we lagging now? Oh, he just disappeared. Oh, Lord, that's hilarious. Let's go, guys. Let me focus on winning. I'm never going to be able to cover this, but we got it. Oh, we won. So anyways, more time for Jamal Musiala. You know, the first assumption from half the football world isn't medical emergency. It's, of course, they never start playing him. Like they literally overlooked it the first time that it happened. Look at these stats. I am so good at Splatoon. But Jamal Musiala, you know, like that's the instinct that exists for a reason, even when it's wrong. Like this time it's wrong, but it's earned from years of watching guys get run into the ground. I think of Bukayo Saka. I'm an Arsenal fan, dude. This dude, you can't tell me this is the same player who in like, was it 2019 Arsenal, he shows up and starts scoring goals against like Newcastle. Like, mind you, that Arsenal team was really horrible, and this dude was a star boy. And now he's getting rotated for Nani Madueke, which no knock to Nani Madueke, but he did not generate the noise that Bukayo Saka generated. Low key, we just won because they got kicked out or left. I don't know what happened to their team. It's mad unfortunate, but we take those. All right. So let's pull these in for some actual evidence. Let's take into account Pedri. He's a teenage sensation, you know, 18 years old at the Olympics, a major tournament. He's getting those minutes because Barca need those minutes. Barca's in bankruptcy, not in the best position to think about, hey, this 18-year-old probably needs more rest than we think. And unfortunately, you know, he goes through an insane workload for country and club. Years of recurring muscle injuries followed. You know, he's like the old man's body in a kid. You know, it didn't come around from nowhere. It's because they overplay these players, dude. And like, you know, we gotta think about them. We've got to. As someone who loves football, like one of my favorite pastimes is, you know, either playing, watching, but obviously that's not the case with Jamal Musiala, but that's definitely the case with Pedri. Definitely the case with Bukayo Saka. Did he really die? Come on, bro. That's so, like... I cannot lose this, bro. But, you know, as for Bukayo Saka, it's obviously repeating history. Jesus Christ, how did I not see it? I don't know. Did I pick the wrong game to just speak over? Yeah, maybe. Come on, guys. Ooh. Oh, I got cornered, dude. Yeah, it's going to be really hard, but, you know, it's kind of just the repeating hamstring issues for Saka. You know, he plays a big part in Arsenal. You know, they want to win titles. Of course they're going to play the dude who's supposed to be here, you know? Like, what kind of world do we live on? It'd be insane to be like, yeah, let's not play this guy. Let me just jump off the map, right? Let me jump off the map. Let me jump off the map. Okay. Anyways, you know, it's been stacking up year after year with barely an off season for this guy. Like I said, you know, this guy's pivotal for England and for Arsenal. I know how to defend this. No way! Oh my god, I got countered so easily. This is actually a horrible take. Lord help me. Okay, we got wiped out. Okay, we lost. Horrible. Horrible. Should not have tried to talk through it, but we're about 10 minutes in already. Let's see if I can fix this mess by just reading you what I wrote. You know, he's supposed to be in his prime, but he's dealing with injuries and, you know, dealing with problems that is supposed to be coming from like an older player, not a player of Bukayo Saka's age. It's not every collapse is caused by minutes. It's that the sport has removed the margin for anything to go wrong. Like, think about that, dude. These people are basically the new slaves. That sounds horrible. Maybe not the new slaves, but they're definitely being worked hard as hell. And, medical or physical, because there's no room left to rest, monitor, or react carefully, these corporate schedules, like, obviously they don't create the seizures, but it does create an environment where player health keeps getting treated as a scheduling inconvenience instead of the actual point. And like our whole point is wanting to see the best football. Everyone wants to be the Premier League. They want to play for Barcelona, for Real Madrid, because these are the best teams. You want to see the best football be played at your club. This is that want for the best, that needing of, hey, we need you to be on the pitch to play our best, is negating the actual health of a human, dude. Not right. Not right whatsoever. And, that's why I want to ask the question, what if? This is not just about Musiala specifically. There's no evidence that he's saying any of this, but let's say, what if? This is a hypothetical. Do you understand that? About the structure of the sport and not the accusation. I'm not saying, that's what's happened here, but let's play the what if game. All right. I'm sorry, I keep repeating myself, but I cannot understate it that this is not what's actually happening, and I just want to prove a point. Let me go back here, but. What if a player in this exact situation, young, talented, just like Musiala, two countries fighting over the future, a career window that closes fast. You feel the pressure to minimize symptoms, just to keep playing, right? Like, not because that person's dishonest, but because the whole system rewards playing through things and quietly punishes sitting out. The clubs want players to play more. The federations and the tournaments want more matches. And that's not like a good mix for the player. They're gonna start thinking like it might be profitable to put your life at risk, but unknowingly to these markets, to these officials, because science is basically something to discover, especially when it comes to dealing with each person's own body. It's not a lot of leeway we get. That's the actual danger. Like, we've crafted a system, as we often do as humans. Gosh, you can see it so clearly in other aspects of life, but these. Oh Lord. But, we've created a system that might act more as a villain than, the thing that is supposed to be promoted. Or not promoting, but actually being, I'm just out of... No, I don't know how to get away. But, I just want to make sure that we're able to hold the right questions, hold people and these companies, these corporations to the right standard of like, hey, maybe... not be too hard. I don't even know how I died there, but not be too hard because we're dealing with actual people. These, like I said, like the basic science for someone's, individual anatomy is almost like discoverable because, like, I'm sorry, I had to focus. Let's go. Alright, let me lock in so I can win the game, right? Because he doesn't even see me. Okay, well, that's always a solution for everyone. I'm sorry, I always lose my thought when I get locked in. But, not to treat this as a theory. Like, do not treat this as a theory. I'm just saying, like, let's be responsible adults and people who, enjoy this thing, we care for it. Let's make sure this system isn't actually like doing harmful things to, the people who take part in this, right? We also have stories about like the kid at Ajax. The whole reason his teammate is able to like realize what's going on is because unfortunately the dude has lived through that already. Like he's already seen someone, kind of fall like that. It's not fair, and he understands that, so he's got to be wary of that. And it shouldn't just be, oh Lord, I'm about to die here. It shouldn't just be, those specific cases of someone has to experience this, and maybe their teammates will remember. Like, I saw one AI video on this, dude. It was crazy because the AI basically said like, oh, what a bonus that Bayern got out of that Bayern got out of that player that picked up what was it, Jamal Musiala. Holy shit, I cannot focus. The Splatoon is just not the game that I should have done this for, but I persist. Yeah, horrible. But it shouldn't be that it's like that it's a plus that player knows that that's a possibility. It should be that, yo, we have this system in place, might as well build the system with the best interest of the people who are taking a part of the system, right? Like, I feel like football is should be very socialist. That's a whole different topic for a different day, but, Musiala is going to be okay. I hope so, obviously. Nobody knows. Only the Lord knows. But, we can do what we can to make sure that we don't get another case like this. Like, if it's a recurring incident, you can't just, oh, shoot. Look, let me lock in real quick. Well, anyways, as you can guess, I lost that. Whatever. I just gotta finish what I wrote. So, Musiala's gonna be okay. That's the story we got lucky with. The question is whether football's calendar is built for the story we may not be lucky enough. I don't know how to start a change, but it's good to at least give exposure to these kind of thoughts, that there are players who have suffered, and we don't know how much more they can suffer. And like, how much more do we got to see them suffer before we actually put our foot down? I don't know whether boycotting may be the answer, maybe a protest of some sort, maybe a competition, maybe. I have no idea. But, something's got to change. Send these people on social media, call out for players, send them DMs. Send them facts. Send them like, hey, this is not right. Like, if you can wear a shirt under your thing or whatever, or if you can sit this game out, talk to your coach, try to make this an actual discussion, because people's lives, their well-beings are at the hands of these corporations, and obviously the only reason why these corporations do these things is because as consumers we buy. So it's important that we do something. Find whatever it is that we can do. Like I said, I'm not sure exactly what's going to look like for the solution, but we must do what we can, at least shine light on the situation before it gets any worse. That's all I'm here for. Adios. Let me know if you liked the video or if you want me to discuss something else. Definitely going to probably play a different game. Probably play FIFA. That made more sense. I just didn't want to take the HDCP off my PS5 because I was listening to music. So I just loaded up the Switch. I love Splatoon. Definitely going to play it more. Just cannot play it while I'm trying to do this kind of video. Lol. Unless I get really good at it, but whatever. Adios.